Meanwhile, the prime suspect in the Maddie Soto case, Stephan Sterns, is now facing 60 new charges. Court documents show his alleged crimes go all the way back to June of 2019. The charges include 13 counts of sexual battery on a child, 7 counts of molestation, and 40 counts of unlawful possession of material depicting sexual performance of a child. Investigators say the images were found on his phone during the search for Maddie. So far, no murder charges have been filed in this case. We're going to get to more on that in a second. Sterns expected in court next month. And former Orlando Police Chief Orlando Rolone, our good friend, joins us live this morning to talk about this. Good morning, Orlando. Good to see you.
Good morning, Ryan.
Let's start with just the reaction to these charges. I mean, they're hard to even read, and you think this is a 13-year-old. What's your reaction?
Well, it goes to show that this is a very active investigation, and they're looking into everything that they can to ensure that this individual is held accountable for his actions.
One thing that stood out to me in reading these charges were charges under 12. Maddie just turned 13. That means this was at least going on for a year. I mean, that's one of the societal concerns, is this is a girl that was trapped seemingly without help.
And it's a very sad situation, and also shed some light into how far back they're looking into his activity around her and anyone else who may have been present at the time.
Now, there are a lot of charges. One thing we do not see is murder. You've dealt with law enforcement a lot. You know there's a process going through that. So are you surprised he's not charged with murder yet? What might they be waiting for to bring that charge?
Well, you know, it's one thing to have probable cause, but it's one thing to have overwhelming evidence that would hold an individual to be charged or found guilty of an offense. So I think the state attorney and the lead agency in this case are making sure that they check everything and anything that may be questioned during their process before they decide whether any additional charges will be made or not.
Is this a case we saw where Orange County's already changed what they do? Certainly law enforcement looks at these and they try and think, how can we help prevent this from another kid to happen in the future? When you look at what work investigators still have to do, how much of that goes into it when you try and prevent this as best you can from happening again?
You know, every time you hear of an unfortunate or a tragedy that occurs anywhere in the nation, there's always a change. A positive change comes from it, from lessons learned. And this is an example that, unfortunately, from the loss of this little girl, now we have something that is being put in place that I'm sure will be applied throughout the state, if not many states in our country, that will help others, hopefully prevent others from being harmed if some notifications are made early.
Yeah, because as Amy said earlier, it wasn't going to change the outcome in this case, but it might just in the second case and in the next case, and that makes a big difference.
Correct.
Anything else we should watch for as this moves forward, Chief?
I think give time to the lead agency and the state attorney to, come up with their findings. And eventually, I'm sure they'll do an update on what's going on. But right now, it appears that this is a very, very active investigation, and it'll take some time before it's solved.
Finally, when you look at anyone connected with him, how long might that take? Maybe it will turn out he acted on his own. If anyone else knew, might they be charged also?
Absolutely. If there is anything that may lead to someone else being involved, rest assured that the law enforcement agency and the state attorney's office will explore all of those options, and they will bring those individuals to justice.
As a case that has become high profile, and of course we'll continue to follow it. Always great to have your insight. Former Chief Rolone, good to see you this morning.
Thank you, Ryan.